My people, this one that just happened in Niger State is something everybody is still talking about. Over 100 suspected bandits have reportedly fallen into a deadly trap, and it happened so fast that even those who used to fear these men are now saying justice is finally catching up with them. It all started like a normal day, but deep inside some of those quiet communities in Niger State, local security groups and the military had been planning something serious. For weeks, there had been tension. Farmers could not go freely to their farms, roads were becoming dangerous, and people in nearby towns were already whispering that another round of kidnappings was about to start again. But this time, things turned around in a way nobody expected. According to reports from people around those areas, some local vigilante groups had been gathering information quietly. They had noticed some strange movements in the forest paths, men moving with motorcycles at night, and some unfamiliar camps being built in thick bush areas. Instead of panicking, the locals decided to pass the information to the military, and from there, a joint team was formed, made up of soldiers, local hunters, and vigilantes who knew those forests very well. They didn't make noise, they didn't announce anything. They just waited patiently, studying their every move. And then, my people, the day came. The bandits, as usual, thought they were going for another quick attack, maybe to raid a village or kidnap travelers along the highway. But as they entered one of the forest routes they used to pass freely before, something unexpected happened. A strong ambush had already been set. The soldiers were on one side, the vigilantes on another side, and the hunters closed the back path. Before the bandits could even understand what was going on, the place was surrounded. There was confusion everywhere, motorcycles trying to turn back, shouts from every direction, and the operation started. It was a clean, calculated move, and within a short time, many of them were overpowered. Some were captured alive, others were forced to surrender. From what the locals are saying, it was a shock, because these same people had been terrorizing the community for months. Imagine people who used to make everyone live in fear, now being the ones begging for mercy. That is why people are calling it a turning point from fear to fire, meaning the same fear that these criminals created in people's hearts is now burning back at them. As this was happening, nearby communities could hear the sound of the gunfire echoing from the forest, and many villagers were praying. Some people even said they climbed trees just to see from afar what was going on. When the news started spreading that the bandits were being captured, people came out from their hiding places, rejoicing, clapping, and shouting in relief. Many had been living under pressure for so long, always looking over their shoulder, afraid to travel at night or even send their children to school. But this operation gave them hope again that maybe things are finally changing. Please, if you're watching this right now, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel, because stories like this deserve to be heard. The more people see it, the more awareness spreads about what's happening in our communities. Now back to the story. After the operation, the security team reportedly recovered several motorcycles, weapons, and some stolen goods. Investigations are ongoing to identify the captured suspects and trace their leaders. What makes this story powerful is that it shows how cooperation between the people and the military can bring results. You see, for a long time, one of the biggest problems in these affected areas has been lack of trust between communities and security forces. But this time, because they worked hand in hand, it became successful. People are saying that this particular move has reduced attacks along that part of Niger State for now. The villagers are still careful though, because everybody knows that these criminal groups often try to regroup in another area. But the hope now is that this successful operation will be a signal to the others that the days of fear are ending slowly, and that ordinary citizens now have the courage to stand with the authorities and protect their land. One interesting thing that happened after the ambush is the reaction of nearby towns. When they heard that more than 100 of those men were captured, some youths organized peaceful Thanksgiving marches. They sang songs, carried placards, thanking the local hunters and the soldiers. For many of them, it wasn't just about the security victory, it was about the return of confidence, that feeling that their lives can go back to normal again. I must tell you, this kind of joint effort didn't just happen suddenly. It's the result of weeks of pressure from both local and national security agencies. Niger State has been facing serious challenges from armed gangs for years, especially around Shiroro and Rafi areas, and government officials had been under pressure to find lasting solutions. Now, it looks like some of those efforts are finally paying off. The message being sent is clear. The era of hiding in forests and attacking innocent villagers without consequence is coming to an end. And please, if you are just joining this gist, quickly tap the like button and subscribe, because we always bring you real, verified updates told in a way everybody can understand. Even though the operation has brought relief, people are also saying that this is not the time to relax. Security experts are warning that victory against one group doesn't mean the battle is over. The armed groups are known to shift from one area to another, especially when they feel pressure. That is why many are calling for continuous surveillance, more use of technology like drones, and better coordination between states so that no area becomes a safe haven again. The state government has also promised to continue working with communities to improve security. They are urging the residents not to take laws into their own hands but to report suspicious movements immediately. This kind of approach is what many Nigerians have been asking for: community-based security that involves everyone, not just the government alone.